Today, what we'll discuss is what happened to the markets in the last week and what we expect in the coming week. We'll talk about Nifty, Bank Nifty, derivatives data, and some stocks which are having momentum. So let me first begin with what are the news that will impact markets in the next week. On Monday, September 11th, we are expecting the car sales data to come from the Indian automobile manufacturers. On Tuesday, we expect the industrial output data and India's inflation rate to come out. On Wednesday, we have an IPO that will start the RR cable sets and the US inflation data is expected. On Thursday, which is the expiry, we have the WPI inflation data that will come and IPO of Sami hotels, which will open. On Friday, 15th, we have the balance of trade data and the forex reserve data by the RBI. Just like the last week, this week is also data packed and IPO packed. We have two IPOs which are coming in the week. Plus, we have data like industrial output data, inflation, forex reserve, automobile numbers, and much more. So let's go to the global indices update. So as of Friday, the last trading day of the week, we had the Sensex and the Nifty that rallied and obviously ended in the green. We had some good moves on the Nifty and the Sensex, which we'll obviously see on our charts. However, if you see the world index has been quite mixed bag. With Hang Seng about 200 points, Nasdaq about 100 points. As we speak, DAX, FTSE and CAC marginally low, and Dow marginally up. So that's about the Friday's data in terms of global indices. So the global markets are still flat to negative. However, our markets have performed amazingly well in the last week, and obviously we'll talk about it in the video ahead. Here are the gainers and the losers for the week. So in the last week, we had some amazing moves that we saw on stocks. We told you in the video last week as well that it can be a momentum week. So we had Coal India, L&T, HCL Tech, BPCL, and NTPC, one of the stocks that we discussed in our last video as a momentum gainer. Weekly losers were M&M, Axis, Eicher Motors, Asian Paints, and Nestle. So these are some of the gainers and the losers. However, since the week seemed to be a very positive week, you can see that the gainers percent is very high, whereas the losers are marginally low. So there was buying across the markets, across the board in sectors. However, let's come to some important figures, some cash market figures of FIIs and the DIIs through the week. So as you can see, FIIs have been constant sellers in the cash market. However, their derivative positions are showing otherwise, but they've been sellers in the cash market, whereas DIIs have been net buyers almost every single day in the cash market. The weekly total for DIIs, they've bought about 4,500 crores, whereas FIIs have sold about 9,300 crores in the week. Now, let me take you to charts. Let's watch the Nifty chart and see what the index has to tell us. So here's my Nifty chart. As you can see, this is the daily Nifty chart. Looks very interesting. As I analyze the daily chart, what I can see is, we made a top, which was at 19,991.85, the previous top that we made in July. Post that, we had about 2 months of correction. The Nifty came to the 50-day EMA, took support from there. From there, we saw an engulfing candle, which happened to be there on the 1st of September. We raised this in our videos that this is a candle that seems to be a turnaround candle with the support of the trend line. And from there, we've only seen daily moves which have been positive. Like you can see, every single day, it was a green move. The index is now above the 20-day EMA, 20-day moving average, with a positive signal. So it's taken support of the 50, moved above 20-day. Let me show you a weekly chart of Nifty. On weekly, if you see, Nifty looks even more interesting. Okay, so on a weekly basis, we discussed in the previous week that there were continuous red candles, post which one green candle exactly from the trend line support has taken up. And we've crossed the tops of almost all the red candles. So how do you understand that there is momentum, or how do you understand that there is space in movement, or there is direction, or there is strength in a move? Is basically Nifty took 5 candles to fall, from 19,990 levels to 19,200 levels. but it took two weekly candles to almost come back to the same levels. So the top that it made in this week was 19,867. Now this is a signal that there is strength in the market. So definitely there's buying, there's strength, and that's visible with the candle and also the volume support. So the bias remains still on the upside. And obviously, we are waiting for the previous high or the previous top to get crossed and for Nifty to move to the all-time zone. When Nifty moves to the all-time zone, we consider it as a momentum move after that. If I see a monthly candle on Nifty, okay, what I personally see is three candles, okay, where the tops and bottoms are almost very close and they're all taking support of the trend line. The best part is the low of the green candle happened to be 19,234. Of the red candle, the fall happened to be 19,223. And low of this month's candle happens to be 19,255, which essentially tells us 19,200 is a very, very strong level because the lows and highs of the 3 month candles happens to be around there. So 19,200 seems to be a support as well as a very strong level that Nifty has been following. On the upside, obviously, I told you 90,991 was our top. The last one's top was 90,795. This month, the top is 90,867 and it closed at 819. That means it's already closed above the last month's top. So basically, the way we look at it is the momentum is very high. We've negated the entire last month's candle. So the last month's candle already negated. It's going to be interesting to see what this current month candle has in store for us. Obviously, the month is not over. We are still at the start of the month. But it's very interesting. The entire month, Nifty fell 500 points. And in the almost the first week itself, Nifty's moved up 560 points. So this shows momentum, this shows strength. Let me take you to some FNO data and let's check what FNO data is telling us about Nifty. So support levels, we discussed the support levels, but here I'm going to put it out. Some support levels, the important ones that we're going to track, 19,640 is the first support, as well as 19,230. Basically, the low which we just discussed is another support and a very strong one. On the resistance side, we have 891, which was almost the high of this month, and 991, which is the next one, or 20,000, the round figure, which is going to be a task for us to cross in a psychological manner, but hopeful that we cross it in this month itself. FNO data, let's talk about what data is showing us. So I'm going to start with weekly open interest analysis, what the OI is showing us, and what strikes, how they are behaving. So firstly, let me start off with call open interest. Call open interest, the highest OI is standing at 20,000 levels on a weekly base as well. We're almost at 19,900. Okay, so on a weekly base, 20,000 seems to be highest call OI. That means there is good enough writing. We're going to see now next week how markets behave and how these sellers behave. But for now, 20,000 seems to be like the barrier on the upside in terms of the call. However, in terms of put writing, I can see 19,700. There has been some writing, 19,600 highest writing, 19,500 writing. So 5, 6, 7, there's good enough writing. Also, there has been some writing on the 9,800 as well, which means as Nifty is moving up, put writers are coming in. So when put writers come in, it means that they're providing support to the markets. They believe that the markets will not go below this level. So that's a weekly analysis for the next week's trade that you take. However, I'm going to see the same data on a monthly basis. On a monthly basis, the data becomes even more clear. The OI on a monthly basis for now stands at 20,000. The highest OI stands at 20,000, but it's not too much as compared to the put OI, which is little. The put OI highest is at 19,000. Obviously, 19,000 levels are supported because markets turned from 200. 19,000 is already strong support. Whereas 19,500, okay, which was the previous, week's tops, when the market was going up, it was kind of making tops around 9,500. 9,500 is another level to watch out for. It's another level that we would track and watch out because there's some higher call rating. So we expect the markets to be in this range. Unless 20,000, the call writers move out and, the call writing shifts to upper strike prices, then momentum can continue on the upside. Let's go to the next one, which is Bank Nifty chart analysis. I want to take you and explain to you what I see on the Bank Nifty chart. So the Bank Nifty chart here, okay, we start with daily. So daily, I see an interesting thing happening. I last week also we spoke about this. Bank Nifty is obviously, done well in this week. Okay, we saw some good up moves, especially on Friday, which is the last trading day. We saw some good up moves. I spoke to you in the last week and I said, hey, looks like Bank Nifty has also taken support of our moving average, which you see 100-day moving average. It's already come to 100-day and it's kind of bouncing up. So what it did in this week, okay, important things, it crossed the 50-day moving average as well as the 20-day moving average. So Bank Nifty has crossed both the moving averages. There's been break of trend. There has been support from the previous lows. So everything seems to be in place, for now, Bank Nifty daily chart. Let me take it to a weekly. On a weekly chart, this is what I see. Very, very interesting chart, right? On a weekly, I'm seeing a 20 EMA. And look how beautifully Bank Nifty is taking exact support from this and bounced up. So if you see the 20, this candle, it's crossed the top of the previous three candles. Okay, so which is a positive signal. And you can expect Bank Nifty to kind of uh, again trail upwards if the low of these candles is kept. So the lowest kept, you can expect prices to have momentum or follow trend the way it is. So we discussed this previous week, 4 weeks of down move, and now 3 weeks of up move. Obviously, Bank Nifty is not showing as much strength as Nifty because if we compared both the charts, you would have realized this. But Bank Nifty has also come into momentum. If I see the monthly, it's still not crossed the previous month's top. So as a Bank Nifty buyer or as someone who's on the long side, I would want the top of the previous month to get crossed. The top of the previous month is somewhere around 45,782. The top of this month is around 45,383. So another 400 points till we cross the top of the previous month. And once we do that, you can expect momentum to play on the upside. So that's the Bank Nifty chart analysis for you. I'm going to go back and see some F&O data on the Bank Nifty. So on the Bank Nifty, we've got some interesting F&O data. The support is at 44,530 and 44,000 as discussed in the last session and our charts. And resistance is at 45,400 and 45,700 around that level. Again, we discussed this through charts. Let's see what the open interest has in store for us. This is the weekly open interest. So weekly open interest on the Bank Nifty, highest call writing is at 44,500. And there is some substantial writing at 45,000. So looks like buyers have made their base around the 45,000 mark. Whereas there has been some writing at 45,500 and 46,100, 46,000. So 46,000 seems to be the level which we'll watch out for on the Bank Nifty side. On the monthly, the data becomes even more clear and interesting. On the monthly, highest call OI seems to be at 46,000. So we're going to watch this level when Bank Nifty comes closer to 46,000, what these call option sellers do when the price comes there. Whereas if you talk about put, the highest put writing is at 45,000, 44,500, plus there is some bit of writing at 46,000, not as much as call, but there is some put writing. So interesting data. Let's watch out to see where Bank Nifty goes in the coming week. So on the stocks that are doing momentum, we keep discussing these momentum stocks with you. Basically, momentum stocks are stocks that are making all-time high, where there is momentum, where there's movement. Some of the stocks that we'll highlight: Coal India, NTPC, and L&T. So these are three stocks that we've seen momentum in the week. We expect momentum to continue. I'll show you the charts. Coal India, very, very interesting chart. This is a weekly chart of Coal India adjusted for dividends. A weekly chart adjusted for dividends. If you see, there was a breakout. The breakout was at 243 levels. And this same weekly candle brought Coal India up to 284 levels. So 40 rupees. Essentially, Coal India in the week was up 20%. This is one of the most interesting plays that we had in the week. 20% move on a stock like Coal India. So it's a clear-cut breakout. Obviously, since the stock has moved 20% in the week, there is a possibility that it can do some retracing. However, the stock is in an uncharted territory zone, so there could be momentum on that one. Another stock that's discussed last week as well with you guys, also looks very interesting this time around, is NTPC. NTPC has done its breakout. The weekly chart as in front of you. It's done its breakout. We should expect a close above this trend line. Close above this trend line will start a new journey for NTPC. So a very interesting stock to watch out. As you know, some of the PSUs are doing well in the current times. So let's watch out for some of these. And one more interesting stock that I have is LNT. So LNT, if you see the weekly chart, it's been just upwards. It's very, very disciplined, and it's following the 20-day, 20-week moving average very closely. So if you see every time there's a correction, it comes, takes us about on this moving average and bounces. However, in this week, it has given us a very, very strong breakout. In the week, it was up 7%, one of the gainers, but it's again moved to a territory where it's never gone before. This is the monthly chart of LNT. This is how it looks. So from June 22 onwards, you can see it's just making higher tops, higher bottoms. That is a clear indication of trend. So these are some of the trending stocks, you must keep your eye on. These not only could be like weekly trades, but could be positional trades as well, and investment opportunities as well. So obviously, please ensure you speak to your financial advisor and manage your risk, as per your appetite. So that is important in the stock markets. If you want to be alive in the markets next day, ensure you manage your risk. So that's about our momentum stocks that we have. Since Nifty, Bank Nifty, both are almost at their all-time high, we don't really find value in seeing stocks coming down. So hence, we don't have a list of stocks that are trending downwards. So, there's momentum across the board. Sectorally, everything is moving. So, let's hope for another great week. Also, put your comments on anything that you'd like us to add. We would love to add this on our weekly wrap up. Stay tuned for our videos in the coming week. We will send out one video every week, tell you about what Nifty, Bank Nifty, and some of the momentum stocks are doing. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video. So, looking forward to seeing you next week. Till then, happy trading.